I don't recall any relationship or friendship that I have had to say goodbye over the last 50 years or so. Whether we celebrate Thanksgiving Day in America or Thanksgiving Day in other parts of the world, I tend to believe that Thanksgiving Day is an everyday occurrence. And with that said, this month, yes, because it's significant, we are talking about gratitude and reciprocity and how do we build lasting relationships. No one wakes up in the morning, sir, and says, today I'm going to wake up and find ways to make some more enemies. No one does that. In fact, they say, hey, how many more friends can I make? In case you're wondering, what was that? It's a drum roll moment. Why? Because I come to share with you that life is such a precious gift and a priceless one. And therefore, we must be grateful, thankful, and in servitude at all times, irrespective of wherever we may be and we end up. And you know why I bring that up is because I meet and interact with so many people. I kid you not. It's not the location. It's not the timing. It's not even the kind of person I'm about to meet and so on. But because I have lived a life believing that it's a priceless gift and you only live once, I tend to make the most of it, of every moment that I have, that I am awake. And I hope that when I'm dreaming, I'm also dreaming some memorable ones to be able to bring it back to life when I'm awake. So, given that, instantaneous interactions, how do they turn into lasting relationships and therefore sustained friendship is what I wish to talk about today. And it just happens to be where I have three stories that I want to share with you. Go with me on these three trips. First one that I'm going to share with you, I attended and participated fairly assertively in the International Leadership Association's conference in Vancouver last month. And yes, aside from meeting, let's assume 200 to 300 people, there are two or three people that rose to the top of the list. Why? Because instantly we connected. It's not that the other 98 did not connect. It's just the 2 to 3 is where we ended up spending and putting a lot of energy, focus, and therefore passionate purpose. And here it goes. I meet this gentleman, and instantly he has such an energetic behavior, laughter that fills the room. It's as if he lights up the room anytime he laughs. And yes, it is loud, and it is probably to some others distracting, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. That's what brought me to align with him instantaneously, and we did that. Talk about the second, be with me at this airport in Phoenix. The entire sitting area is filled with people to be able to board and take them to their respective journeys and destinations. And we could not find any seats where there were two seats that were empty, other than one leader person, lady, was sitting there with her carry-on bag right next to her on the seat next to her. So I politely just asked if she was saving the seat for somebody. And she instantly realized that that was not the thing to do. picked it up, put it on the floor. I sat down. And here comes the third one. Nashville, at a bar. Yes, in case you're wondering if the Nashville bar scene is loud or was loud, you are absolutely correct. We could hardly hear each other, but I met with this gentleman, and instantly he just said he's a financial analyst. And based on that, we have started a relationship and hopefully friendship. Now, in case you're wondering, why did I bring three stories to you? You're probably right with that question, of course. But my purpose of sharing the three stories is, as grateful as I am for my life, it is these moments that make it even more grateful, and these meetings and interactions that give me the fulfillment of reciprocity to be able to think and then therefore offer, what can I do for them? What's in it for them? I begin to think about how can I help them and what's in it for them. Why is it now, if you take the destiny at a higher level, you can probably begin to think and confirm and believe for yourself that every interaction, every meeting happens for a reason. People come into your life and go from your life for a specific reason. And that's what the collation of these meetings and interactions and stories is what creates our lifelong journey and therefore shapes our destiny as well. How do you do it is, yes, I gave you a hint. So picture this. I gave you the story about Vancouver. Meeting with Ken Tirado and Alison Farr. Yes, they are very close friends already. Why? Because they were asking in their own way the same question. What can I do for Ben? What can they do? And what's in it for Ben? And when you have this mutual respect and expectations, we tend to align instantly with the other person by asking the right questions. The life and gratefulness is all about asking the right questions and therefore at the right time to be able to align with them. Now, mind you, yes, there are small talks, there's laughter, there's raising the toast, cheers, and so on. But in all of those interactions, never once did we lose the energy that happens to be so contagious that we actually ended up gathering the crowd around us based on what we were talking about, what the conversation was. And so, therefore, how do you do it? Sir, you must be able to think instantly, think on your feet, and to be able to, therefore, pick on a topic that is of mutual interest to everyone that is present. Why? Because globe is too small, life is too short. It's an age-old phenomenon if you think about it. The more you give, the more you will receive. Now, yes, it may sound like a cliche, and yes, it may sound like that may not be applicable to you in some cases, but hey, guess what? Out of the 100 times, even if you got 3 times you were correct in doing that, the gifts that you will get, earn, and receive from those 3 grateful interactions far exceeds any limit that you can put on some other tangible rewards that you may get from others. And that's what I mean by most of the people, I'm actually going to venture to say, close to 99% of the people at the end of the day ask themselves, what's in it for me? And that's why WIIFM has become a fairly predominant acronym all around the world. I made a tweak. Instead of saying what's in it for me and WIIFM, begin to ask WIIFT, what's in it for them, and see the magic take place in front of you. I hope that helps. Community of global leaders, and they come from a range of pharmaceuticals to professorial to operations and so many different facets of professional industries and professional arena that you would be able to then explore some of these topics with them, get their input into whatever it may be an outstanding question for you.